Hello. Welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. Really, really appreciate it. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your 12 political questions, to answer your 12 political questions, reading on the collective energy. We'll just see what's in the collective energy, and we'll just see what's there. No one who does this is 100% accurate. That is not how this works. But we read on the collective energy, and it's based on the idea that we are all connected. Our souls are all pieces of the divine, and that we are all connected energetically. And so you can send your energy out to perhaps get a little insight on things. And there is nothing I do that you can't. It's true. I might have more practice, but there's nothing I do that you can't. And our souls are all the same. They are from the same place. They are made of the same stuff. And we are all equal. So, but that does not mean you aren't special. You are. If you had a tray full of Fabergé eggs, you wouldn't say, "Oh, well, that one's not special. Oh, that one's not special." No. They're very special in their own way. Very unique, very precious. And that is what you are. So just want to say that up front. All right, 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country, and that's an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. Thank you. And we have a great community here. Thank you. If you're watching this on replay, hello, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed out, and I timestamp them as I go. So you can always just come in and just pick and choose what you're interested in. You could watch the video back on like 1.25 speed. Sometimes that's better if you're in a hurry. Or come by in the chat when it's live so we can all talk together. And I like to give people credit for their comments and whatnot. So, all right, let's jump in. I'm glad you liked the border today and everything. Okay, Arbuckle found my tweezers. Tweezers are a surprisingly important just tool to have. Matter of fact, one of my, I'm not kidding, I'm down to one pair of tweezers because the other pair I had is currently, I kid you not, halfway down the roof. It is. It's outside. It is halfway down the roof, right over there. It's a long story. It's amazingly useful stuff. All right. We've only got one Ukrainian question today, or one Ukrainian thing to read on today, but this is classic. This is, was there a cat involved? No, there was a cleaning of a dryer vent involved. And just watching it slide, and stop. And knowing there was no way for me to reach that. Anyway. All right, anyway. Dear Aunt, oh, CC Ryder is, that's kind of gross. Oof. Anyway, we're actually starting with a fantastic, at 4 minutes in, we're starting with just, a headline. Ukrainians, the only Ukrainian thing we have for today. Ukrainians are cold calling Russians to tell them the truth about what's going on in the war. Oh, I understand flower power, but it's been out there a while. Thank you. Oh boy. So Ukrainians are cold calling Russians to tell them about the war. Will it have any effect? Will it do any difference? Aiden's wondering if there's a tweezer retrieval service. That would be a great job to add to my resume. Oh, I love you guys. Absolutely love you guys. All right, so will it make any difference? Oh, yoy. Oh, bless you, Ukrainian. We drive off with your military vehicles. We confront you. You have our elderly confronting you. We're cold calling your relatives. Knight of Cups. They're trying to make an emotional appeal. I mean, I'm laughing because I love it. I love the spirit of it. I love the never say die, absolutely everything, and winning the psychological war by miles. But this is deadly serious, and it's really trying to explain to these people how dangerous and deadly the situation is, how bad it is. So I hope no one thinks I'm making light of the war in Ukraine. I'm not, but I so admire their spirit and their daring, and it's amazing. So thank you, Fran. All right, 7 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, 6 of Swords. Oh, my little wheelbarrow of roses is getting in the way. Oh, I don't know how much difference it's going to make, but it's going to really upset some families and mothers, and it's the calls home from the service people that really is causing a lot of I don't have the 9 of Swords here, but the sleepless nights. This has to do this actually feels more like it's referring back to those calls of feeding Russian soldiers and letting them call their mothers. I think it's that sort of thing, and I think that's ongoing. I think that kind of thing is ongoing. I think it's not just the cold calling probably is doing some good or not, but those calls home from the that gets you. I mean, that gets you when your own child's calling home, when your nephew's calling home, when your cousin's calling home, or your brother, or whatever. It's making a difference, but I don't. Oh, thank you, Robin. You bring light to the news, not make light of it. Oh, good. That is my intent. Gretchen says it will especially upset families with soldiers. I actually feel guilty. I feel a little bit guilty because when Alfie disappeared, I absolutely wallpapered this neighborhood in flyers with pictures and phone number, and it was obnoxious. And someone had said he might be hurt or something, and I was like, he might be hurt. Please check around your house and what have you. And apparently, I upset some kids, which I didn't mean to do. So a couple of parents, they had their kids make little cards saying they hope Alfie got home safe, or Sir Alfred Pumpkin. So I feel upset because I apparently upset some kids. But I feel bad about that. But my gosh, I was desperate. I was so desperate. And I did find him. I did find him. A knucklehead. Now, Menzie says it's the desperation and not knowing. Yeah. But. And then when I found him, I just was rounding up members of my family to go out, and we were going to go out and pull all the flyers down and everything. And but just on this one corner, I had just put up a brief thing saying he's been found. Well, someone got really upset, and they like ripped down a bunch of the flyers, threw them on the ground, I guess, and took a picture and sent it to me. And it was really angry about, oh, you love this community so much, you leave all this mess for everybody else to clean up. And it was like, I texted back. I said I was getting my family members together. I just put it in that one place to say. But when we went out that afternoon and we took all the flyers down, but apparently I upset some people. Anyway. Thank you. TD says you encourage some kids to demonstrate their empathy skills. Thank you. Teresa saying don't feel guilty. Thank you. Thank you, Sandy. Where did you find him? Is Greta's asking. He was he managed to get himself locked in a car that was being stored. But he's okay. That happened 2 years ago. Yeah, it was in April. It's 2 years ago, but he's okay. Thank you, guys. Sandra Henderson, please tell me your hair color because I want my hair that color. Oh, it's we'll talk about it in a minute. We'll talk about it in a minute. I guess I'm good. I don't know that. I think I already have the answer here. Just let me throw through my cards just in case. Oh, Spiral Jetty, I'm so sorry. Ace of Pentacles. Communications. That's a card of communications. King of Pentacles. I don't know how much good it's going to do. I mean, there are Ukrainians calling family members in Russia, telling them what's happening as the bombs are falling right there, and the people in Russia are saying those are Ukrainian bombs. I mean, just completely faced with facts. They're not. They're denying it. They're being awful, and Putin controls the airwaves in Russia for the most part. So communication, silence about the war, or only what these people want. It's the soldiers calling home that really. So, all right. Frida saying that really happened 2 years ago. Yeah. Aspasia says, if my little Bodhi went missing, I'd be knocking on doors hysterically. Yeah. Oh, I did that too. Not hysterically, but yeah, like every blocks and blocks and blocks in every direction. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So, as I am shuffling for the international questions, because that's the only one we had on Ukraine today, I will just mention my hair. I actually don't use box dye anymore. I watched a lot of Brad Mondo, and he was talking about depositing color rather than using box dye that also has peroxide in it to lift. So I So I got a bottle of developer, and instead of it being like 30 or 40, it's only like 20. And I get this dye that only deposits color. And believe it or not, it's hard to tell, but it's actually a light ash brown. I know, you're like, I'm here to hear on political stuff. Why is she talking about this? It's because I know I'm not the only person trying to cover some gray hair. Can I turn this up? There. It's actually, if you look at the roots, it's actually a light ash brown, but I guess it's sitting on the other darker brown, because I had grabbed a darker color a while back. So this is the light ash brown, which is bringing out highlights in the more medium brown that was a little bit dark. But the roots, it still looks like I don't have hair on the side of my head here because it's just blonde. So that's what's going on with the hair. Anyway, that's the hair. All right. It does look a bit red. Yeah, especially in this lighting for some reason. So, all right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And my father is a carrot top redhead. I mean, he's gone gray now, but his hair is almost basically a lot like Aiden's. Aiden's been coming on to the afternoon live streams, creative sprints, and he has this beautiful red hair. Fantastic. Pamela Bryant, how did you find Alfie? My sister found him. My sister woke up one morning and like I was giving up hope. I was thinking he's dehydrated or he's just no longer with us. But she woke up and she was like, because she's lived here a long time. She's lived here for years. She raised her sons here and they're both, in college. And she was like, she found it. Anyway. Hello, White Dragon. So there's that. Okay. They're ready for, oh yes. Oh yes. Thank you. All right, 18 minutes in. Let's do some international questions, and I will quit yapping so much. I promise. Trillium Treasures had a question. The Queen brought Prince Andrew as her escort to Prince Philip's public memorial yesterday. With the royals doing nothing by chance, is this her way of trying to rehabilitate Andrew's images? Actually, both of the international questions today are about Andrew. Oy. Yes, Pink, your sister and auntie, Kirsten Langston. I paid for an email reading with her, and she said he's alive. He's alive. She was very helpful. 10 of Wands, burden. Yeah, no kidding. Andrew's a piece of work. Heartbreak. She's definitely trying to sort things out before she passes on, but ultimately she knows it's up to Charles what's going to happen, because she knows how, heavy is the brow that wears the crown, or heavy is the head who wears the crown, or whatever that is. What Andrew's done has definitely broken her heart. Excuse me. Rehabilitating his image. I'm really not getting a lot of that here. I'm getting her thinking his image, I don't have much time left is what she's thinking. And where he goes from here, I think she just wanted to spend time with him. I don't know why, but she just wanted to spend time with him. They had for her first two children, they had a really hard, mean nanny. And she had a lot of responsibilities that she had to take care of. And she, was a new mother, but she was the queen, and things weren't easy for her. Anyway, but by the time Andrew came along, they had a different nanny, and she had more time and was able to spend more time with him and his younger brother. I always forget who's. Anyway, so she just feels closer to them. However, personally, I don't have children. I cannot say anything, but my parents have worked really, really hard to at least say they don't have a favorite of the three of us girls. Younger brother Edward, feel the vibes. Thank you. Edward, thank you guys. Oh, and Liz. So, she's actually leaving his. She's saying her piece, but she's leaving his fate. She knows she's leaving his fate up to Charles. Empress. And he also can bamboozle her. And that is that. So, 23 minutes in, this could get interesting. So just when you thought that Andrew could not get any worse. Andrew and Fergie were recently ordered to pay back £750,000 in a lawsuit. They of taking cash for favors. A woman paid them the money to sort out her passport, and it wasn't done. Pink says, actually, astrology can shine some light on the favorite child thing. Oh, that I know. Yes, absolutely. I'm just saying that I was giving also in how circumstances played out is what I was talking about. Aiden, Stacey Ferguson was a singer in the Black Eyed Peas, and who had the video. Yeah, that one. Sarah Ferguson was the husband of Prince Andrew, and they had their daughters Beatrice and Eugenie. So Sarah Ferguson she became known as Fergie, and which probably had some aspect on why Stacey Ferguson was called Fergie and just finally just said, sure, just use that. Anyway. So anyway, Prince Andrew and his wife took $750,000. So taking cash for favors, and then they didn't even do it. Thank you, Irma. Thank you. Happy April. Empress. Feels like the queen is not amused. Well, that's a plan. That's money. That would be your pay for favors. Queen of Swords. This is your legal red tape cutting through it. Four of Pentacles. They're desperate for money. Hanged Man. They are both in big trouble. They're in big trouble financially. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. That's a lot of money, and I think they spent it. Al Menzi says there was at least one other scandal about taking money for favors. Wasn't that Charles? One of Charles' advisors was doing something like that? But these two are being told themselves to return money. So what, financially they're going to implode? They've been living beyond their means for years. Years and years and years. How fergalicious of them. Ugh. Trillium Treasure says Fergie was selling access to meet with Andrew years ago. Oh, jeez. Sitting pretty. They want this facade of being wealthy. They want to do the royal thing, but they don't have the money to be doing the royal thing. Knight of Cups. Judgment. No, you never hear about Edward doing stuff like this. Is it just me? Am I really that far out of touch that Charles has his scandals? Andrew is just scandal-rama. But, I never hear about Edward. I just hear him just living his life. Please correct me if I'm wrong. King of Swords. Oh, by the way, when Andrew had to give up all that stuff after the legal stuff, I'm just going to say stuff, hit. After that, Andrew didn't go to his 60th birthday party, but that was also when he was expected to be made an admiral. And it didn't happen. Thank you, Mara. Thank you. Thank you. Darren is saying Fergie and Andrew seem to be like the Trump family. Too much and never enough. Yeah. Frida Smith says, nor Princess Anne. Yeah. Liz is saying Edward should have escorted the Queen. Would have been scandal-free. Mm-hmm. Heather is saying the Wessex just get on with the job and do the real royal thing. And Alice saying, no, Edward and his wife are very quiet. Oh, dear. Betty Harper saying Edward's wife cried all the way. Is it through her wedding or through her... Oh, grief. She found out the week before his mistress had 2 children. And she still married him? Okay. Well, anyway, they're in trouble. They're in they're massive financial burden. They need a certain amount of security. Excuse me, because she will they will be kidnapped. If they don't have any security, they will be kidnapped. They just will. But beyond that, it doesn't feel like either of them believe in living within their means. So BBC writer is saying news is that Epstein even attended an 18th birthday party for Andrew's daughter, Princess Beatrice, at Windsor Castle in 2006. How absolutely disgusting. Hello, B. Smith. All right, let me get back on track. Okay. 31. You better get my skates on. All right, at 31, I just had a random thought this morning. You know how you have a thought and it makes you think of something else, and you think of something, and it's just like this random, and then you're suddenly like way over here, and your brain's like, huh, I wonder about that. And you're like, how did I even get here? So this morning, I don't know why, I ended up thinking, did George Hamilton die of skin cancer? And looking it up, he's still alive. Good. Alive and well. And but he's still doing the whole the actor, George Hamilton, but he's still doing the heavy tanning kind of thing. And dressed preppy kind of whatnot. So Sarah actually, I was talking to Sarah, and she said, I wonder if that's what Trump's been going for all along. Has Trump been trying to look like George Hamilton this whole time? Is there? He's still alive. And he's in his 80s. So is Trump trying to go for a particular look? Al Menzi says Hamilton's 82 and he looks good. Yeah, last time I went and saw photos. He looks good. He's still doing tanning, but it's right. The last picture I saw, it didn't even look as dark as it was even a few years ago. So Leah Backman has a point. George isn't orange though. That's true. Pots and pots and pots of makeup. That's Trump. Menzi says Hamilton has beautiful white hair, as opposed to the something I won't mention, an unmentionable colored cotton candy. Knight of Swords. I'm just waiting for the day he does his hair the way his. Do you see the photo of his mother with her hair and this it's like a giant comma, giant like a troll doll, but like to the side. Liz says, who does his makeup? Melania? No. And apparently, oh, I'm not knocking George Hamilton, guys. I'm really not. I was just wondering if the skin problems, no, Trump, there's actually people have revealed that when you set up a room for him, you have to have 2 bottles of a particular kind of foundation, and one of them has to be half full. Anyway, well, and we know from Ivana that when he had his scalp surgery, it was very painful, and he took it out on her. No, just general narcissism. He would certainly never think, oh, I want to look more like that person, or I want to, he'd be like, I approve of that. Narcissism. and it's going to be hard to do. Keep up on the fakeness will not be easy to do at some point here. Either age or I'm hoping prison. That's just me. I'm an optimist. So, Trillium Treasures. The half-full bottle leaves room for the mad scientist to go bananas. Leah Backman, you have another good point. Trump's just weird. Why half full, Liz L? Well, it's either he puts that much on that he needs a bottle and a half, so he knows when to stop, or he has trouble getting it out of the bottle. Sometimes it can be easier if... I don't know. I don't do that. Even when I used to wear liquid foundation, I didn't do that. I didn't. Joanne Frank says he must mix 2 different shades. Maybe. I don't know. No. Maybe ask the Google machine. Maybe they'll have... if you go Google Trump's foundation, maybe... Or not the foundation, the charity. His makeup. Foundation, half a bottle. Just see if there's anything there and let me know, please. All right, 37. Well, it is common knowledge that Jared Lucius Malfoy Kushner was out of the country on January 6th. It seems that a good chunk of what was asked of him by the committee could be centered around planning with Ginni Thomas. Will Kushner's membership to Mar-a-Lago be suspended for snitching? AMC, that's what I thought, but that's what I remember it from. Anna says, yes, mango and orange. Kushner, Lucius Malfoy. It all just becomes so perfectly clear now that I just think of Jared Kushner as Lucius Malfoy. Makes perfect sense. Oh, I read that. 7 of Cups, King of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. Now, here's the thing. They asked him, he was there for 6 hours answering questions, or he was on video conference for 6 hours answering questions. Apparently, he has not been asked to turn over documents. That might be a different thing. But his lawyers are like, just talk to him. I'm not getting this being horrible for Trump's side, being horrible for the committee. He just gave some information. That's all I'm getting. I mean, it's nothing really. There's not much here, and I got this the last time I read on him talking in front of the Supreme Court. It just feels very thin, very thin. So I don't know if that's going to be a thing. Now, if they ask him for documents, then it might change. But that's all I've got. Sandy Miller says maybe he already quietly handed over documents. I don't know. Kate Priest has a point. Hello, Kate. Lucius Malfoy at least has the redeeming factor of being played by a handsome actor. Poor Jared doesn't even have that. That's true. He's played by a plastic mannequin. The role of Lucius Malfoy, the role of Jared Lucius Malfoy Kushner will be played by a plastic mannequin. Ugh. Oh, that reminds me of another cute story. You may have already heard this. As I'm shuffling here, because we're about to read on Ginni Thomas, because oh boy. Anyway, but before we get to that, what you guys were talking about in the what you guys were talking about in the chat reminded me. Apparently, Aretha Franklin, back in the day, she would spend her evenings sitting in front of her piano, playing and noodling around, and that was her favorite thing to do in the evenings, apparently. And so a piano tuner came to tune the piano, and he said he got there and he was like, "Oh my gosh, this is such an honor. I'm gonna be tuning Aretha Franklin's piano. This is such an honor. This is so great." And he got in there and he's starting to work, and he's just like, "Oh my gosh, what is this? Do I say something? Do I not?" And so finally he's like, Miss Franklin, I'm so sorry, but I don't understand where this is coming from. There's like this orange dust, and she apparently just looked kind of mortified, and she was like, "I like to eat Cheetos while I'm playing piano." Oh, bless. Yeah, she actually had Cheeto dust in the because she's got a great big piano, so she was actually Cheeto dust, which is actually very sweet. So, all right. So now that we've had a nice thought, 42. I had to ask this. This is a question from me. The Daily Beast is reporting that Ginni Thomas is actively seeking a country where we can ask, what if there weren't separations of power, basically church and state? There are. But if it's not the religion that you like, well, you're out of luck, because that's authoritarianism. Idiot. Apparently during when I'm so sorry. Pamela's saying she's Aretha Franklin. It's her piano. She can do whatever she wants. Oh, goodness. I hope you don't think I was saying something negative. I thought it was adorable. Good grief. It's Aretha Franklin. The woman was a national treasure. It would be an honor to buy her Cheetos. So, anyway. Ginni Thomas. So, apparently when Trump was in office, Ginni Thomas would give Trump lists regularly of who needed to be hired or fired. And it was all based on who she liked, who she didn't, rumor, innuendo. It was nuts. And people all through the government were just laughing at her lists and all of these things she would say. And the link is in the I thought it was, but anyway, Daily Beast, Ginni Thomas. I'll have to get the link and put it in the description box, or you can just look up Daily Beast Ginni Thomas, because seriously, my question is just how Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs is this woman? How much power did she actually wield? But how like, you read through this, you read through that article and you start realizing we may really be dealing with somebody who's not all here. I mean, I'm used to craven political garbage. I'm used to power hungry, people who will break rules and, would sell their own mother into slavery to get their ultra right Supreme Court nominee on the Supreme Court. But this, if you read it, it was. I'm just wondering just how Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs she is, because Arbuckle, I like that. Now we know the perfect snack pack pairing with Aretha Franklin's music. Awesome. Oh, Tiania, thank you. So, Ginni Thomas, how far out of objective reality are you? I mean, we all have our biases. I understand that. We're all supposed to be different. That's one of my favorite things about astrology is it says we are all supposed to be different. And anyone who says, well, in astrology, you're just putting everybody in 12 boxes. It's like, not if you go into astrology. There are so many boxes. This in here, plus that in there, interacting with this other thing over here. And everybody's supposed to be different. But we're talking about Ginni Thomas, wife of Clarence Thomas. If you read the article, oh dear, great Gussie. By the way, it's sleeting here in Chicago. It is 39 degrees, and there's basically, it looks like giant, heavy snowflakes. Unbalanced. Okay. And I only pulled 4 cards. This feels like that should be the center. So that's going to be the center. Are we talking about the New Yorker article from January 31st? No, it's Daily Beast. Yeah, that one was bad too, I'm pretty sure. I think I read that one. But Daily Beast, and I think it's new-ish. New. 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, 9 of Cups, Sun, Devil. Okay. This is not good. That's not a good place to start. That's not a good place to end. Here you've got a lot of insult to injury, which was kind of her jam. Here's patriarchy, just that horrible authoritarian. When the sun goes bad, it goes really bad. And in the center, I'm not against anybody. Look, I am very much an advocate and an ally of people who have mental illness. I've struggled myself. I still struggle with depression. And I've got all my ways to cope with it when I feel it coming on again. I've had pretty, relatively bad depressive episodes during my time doing this daily live stream. I just, I've found ways to get through it. I've had PTSD, fully blown, completely diagnosed. I've had a ton of EMDR therapy, and I've got some trauma that caused OCD, kind of an OCD germophobia, which is slowly getting better, very slowly. So I'm not, if somebody has mental illness or somebody's taking a lot of medication, I don't have an issue with that. But her husband has a lot of power. Her husband has had a lot of power, and he has pushed that to an extreme of power that he doesn't even have. But flouting power he doesn't even have. Influence he doesn't even have. His importance that he doesn't even have. Just playing it to the nth degree. And You know you've made God in your own image when he hates the same people you do. Yeah, she's not. I don't think we're in the same reality. Pamela Bryant, are they even living together? Oh, I believe so. She calls him her best friend. And they talk stuff over all the time. And that was even in it was even in the text messages with Mark Meadows. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. All right, I might have to share this because this is so incredibly pretty. All right, bear with me. Oh, if ever I've called upon your patience, my friends, this is that moment. What are you doing? Oh, my planner's too big to fit there. Oh, there's a chair. I forgot to take my chair down. All right. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. But I gotta move stuff. All right. Let me just mute this. Making a lot of noise. Okay. All right, I turn the sound back on. All right. No, I turned the sound off on purpose because it was loud me moving stuff around. Okay. Let me put the microphone up here. Is that in the way? All right. Okay. So. All right. Back to questions. Betty Harper says you don't have to keep itemizing your mental health issues. You'll notice I don't, and nobody asks, thankfully. They just talk amongst themselves. I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable. I just feel like I just know that there are people out there struggling, and I come on here every single day and I've got the nails and the makeup and the overlay, and there are people who could look at me and my organization stuff and think, oh, well, she's got this, she doesn't know what it's like to struggle, or I should be able to do what she does. And it's like, no, you don't see the things I'm struggling with. You don't see what I'm doing during the rest of my time. So I just want, it's like you can have certain successes even if you're struggling, and but it's also not some perfect picture, and that's okay. So, all right, that's all. That's all. Okay. All right, just having a quick look at the chat. I like that Darren Smith is reminding us a sense of humor helped Lincoln. I find that helps me too. That's wonderful. Aiden says, this reminds me of the OG Autumn setups. I love that. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Glenna. Thank you, Betty. Thank you, Darren. Okay. Thank you, Meg. All right, you guys are so awesome. All right, I'm just going to, oh, I'm glad Desert Dawn. And Linda. Okay, great, guys. Thank you. All right, let me get back to the questions here. So we're at, trying to see here. We're at 57:30. So at 57:30, I'm going to read the question. Questions from NL. Will Republicans weaponize the court system against Democrats in the future as retribution if charges are brought against Trump? Weaponize the court system against Democrats or against too many Republicans. And we already know that McConnell doesn't believe in fairness when it comes to who gets to appoint Supreme Court justices. Will the Republicans weaponize? Oh, one card just fell. Oh, they're planning it right now. Oh, believe me, there are definitely Republicans planning right now. If our people are held to account in any way, or harmed in any way as they would see it, no, held to account in any way. Death card. I'm really getting such extremism, such extreme energy of how dare we be out of power. It's like, well, that's democracy. Well, yes, but I mean, I've heard Republican voters say, well, I'm not being representative. I'm not being represented. My representative isn't Republican, so I'm not being represented. It's like, that's not how this works. Now, I don't think they're going to get that much chance to do it. But my gosh, this is scary. This energy right here. Please vote in November. Please, please, oh, please vote. Oh, please. So yeah, that's kind of scary. Yeah. Let me see if I can find out anything else. 1 second. I need to make this silent. See, I changed the setup. Alexa, turn off the right light, please.
Okay.
That's a bit better. And let me fix one thing, and then I'll go back to the questions. There, that should be easier to see. I'll just have to hold up the cards. So I'm going to try something. See, don't try nothing, don't learn nothing. If I put this here, I doubt it'd make any difference, but maybe. Maybe a tiny bit, if I'm lucky. Probably not. No, not really, but it was worth a try. All right, so this is scary. It says we're not going to have to worry about it. Is that the case? Well, this is nice. Now I can see the chat over here, too. I like that, Gary. Too many reds, too many blues, not enough red, white, and blues. Do we need to worry? Because there are plans out there. They exist. Oh, thank you, Marby. Thank you. You know, this is traditionally the here's the best way to do this. This is traditionally the Trump card, but it doesn't have to just be Trump. It could be DeSantis. We're going to be reading about that here shortly. Oh boy, it could be DeSantis. This is just a far right leader. 10 of Cups. Oh, quel horror! The Democrats are in power. The world's going to end. We're going to all be communists, living on communes, eating lentils. Dogs and cats living together. Oh my. So I've got a 10 of Cups, Page of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups. So this is Democrats winning. This is the power that we have. This is paranoia. You know, we're fighting for scraps. Things were taken away from us. We will get power again. But the king is King of Cups. So I just keep getting Democrats are going to retain power. I just do. All the pundits are saying it won't happen, but that's just what I keep getting. Okay. Well, let's hope so. We are 105 in. One, 5. Okay, so Politico is reporting on a terrifying scenario where, with a House majority, the last presidential election could be nullified and Trump put back in office through succession. Will these loopholes get closed before the midterms? Is this the GOP endgame? Well, I don't know if it's a loophole that can be closed, because we're talking about the legitimate impeachment, even if it's used improperly. It is a thing, it exists, it is legal. And then the idea of and Trump's not happy with the idea of becoming Speaker of the House anyway. I mean, I think it was Matt Gaetz. I saw a video night before, Matt Gaetz going out there and saying, yes, and Trump will be the next Speaker of the House, and Trump was speaking next, and he just walked up and he just said, well, that was interesting. The narcissism of the man. He doesn't want to be Speaker. But it is a fairly nightmarish scenario, overturning elections. Do we need to worry about this? Well, it feels like crazy's kind of out in the cold. Extremists out in the cold. So, I'm glad you're getting busy outdoors, Foggy. That's good. Especially if it makes you happy. All right, 10 of Cups. 3 of Wands. 5 of Swords. Empress. Magician. Nope. Nil point. Democrats are in power. These are the far right. They're whatever they're trying to plan. Talk about insult to injury. But I've got major arcana here. This is America, and this is people standing up. This is very clean energy, clear energy, which would lead to EPA clean energy. No, they can plan whatever garbage, low level, low vibration garbage they want. We wouldn't stand for it. Nope, wouldn't work. Would not work. Nice try. Nil point. Yes, and Moss, wishful thinking, exactly. Thank you, Foggy. Okay. All right, so we're at 108.30. 108.30. All right. How bad will it get between Trump and DeSantis? Oh, yes, there was an article this morning. How bad will it get between Trump and DeSantis, and will their divide split the political party? Will it become an all-out political war? Please? Oh my gosh, yes, I read this article this morning about DeSantis, this one, and it was in the New York Magazine. The future of Trumpism. And the greatest threat to Donald Trump's hold on the Republican Party comes from his Florida neighbor, Governor Ron DeSantis, who may be more MAGA than the MAGA king himself. So is this, we've read on, there were some people saying, oh, well, DeSantis could be Trump's VP. And what I was getting was, no. Those egos, those narcissists, I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing cooperation. It's the one of it's the fail-safe of authoritarianism is they don't work well with others. That's why it doesn't last long term. Even back in the day, the kings or whatever, they made alliances. And if they were too narcissistic to make alliances, they didn't survive. So that was, will they work together? But this is, will they go into political war with each other for the control of the MAGAs. And boy, I'd pop a bowl of popcorn for that. A big bowl of popcorn to watch that. And I don't mean just they're both going to run for president, and there being some name calling in the press or actually he has insulted. Trump has insulted DeSantis. Yeah. What did he call him? Trump called DeSantis. Trump has privately told associates that he's not worried about DeSantis because he, quote, has no personal charisma and has a dull personality, unquote. Mm-hmm. Well, he's governor, and he's doing all the heinous things, and you're lying about getting a hole-in-one. So is it going to be a fight? Political fight, nothing physical. But I guess you can't go fight. It's more like political fight. Well, Trump's got the money. And other Republicans are hurting for money because Trump has just been vacuuming it up and storing it. Just stuffing it in his fat little cheeks like a squirrel. 7 of Wands. 9 of Cups. Fool. 2 of Cups. King of Cups. Won't matter. On the defensive, Trump's an idiot. I'm getting Democrats winning. I just look at it. I'm not making it up. It's right there. 2 of Cups, partnership, King of Cups, Biden, the Biden administration, the Democratic rule. It's there over and over and over. So, but alas, we won't get to see these two knuckleheads going after each other. Oh, I agree. Nuclear magenta. DeSantis has zero charisma. One thing I finally agree with Trump on. Yeah. All right. So at 1:14. Oh, that's interesting. Democrats. Okay, basically, there's an article. There was an article about it was in Business Insider, and it's how Democrats can sell bad economy to voters according to DC advertising pros. Really interesting. And basically, so what do Democrats do? Now, this person has 5 political advertising pros with decades of combined experience. Some urged candidates to localize Biden's accomplishments by pointing to specific projects breaking ground under the $1 trillion infrastructure package. Others advocated empathy, pushing candidates to acknowledge the hardships voters are facing. All agreed Democrats face choppy waters ahead. So basically, how I've got the question down here is, will Democrats listen to to ideas? To good ideas. Are they going to be able to message well? Are Democrats going to be able to sell the Democratic message, the successes the Democrats have had, the fact that no one, to the best of my knowledge, no one in Biden or Obama's presidencies has been indicted. And correct me if I'm wrong. Democrats sell Democratic policies well. Galena is saying Democrats have terrible messaging. Get some professionals working on it. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Trillium Treasures. You are a treasure. Okay. Foggy says your snowflakes just went up about 2% in fluffiness. A little slower, a little bigger. I love that. CC Ryder says, I keep saying this. Hello, DNC. Why are Democrat strategists so bad at this? I'm baffled. Well, push the empathy, push the we're in it together, push the we're coming out of a pandemic. This is exactly this is exactly what happens at the end of a pandemic. But look how many jobs have been created, and on and on. All right, 8 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, Chariot, Page of Cups, Strength. Well, that's good. This is this is what I get for the Democrats. People underestimate Democrats. So I've got a Page of Cups there right next to Strength, and I've got the Chariot right in the middle. So this is strength and action taken, and also Democrats aren't scary, or aren't as scary, unless you're talking to diehard MAGA people. People voted for Democrats, and Republicans are angry about that. This has like DeSantis energy all over it. So kind of things they're doing, but this is some good messaging here. Yeah. So maybe better than we expect. They might actually do better than we expect. Yes, Darren, Katie Porter is a great progressive. She's just great, period. Her lecture on Medicare for All is outstanding. Yeah, it probably makes sense too. Jolene is saying that Republicans have excelled at that, selling non-existent things like CRT. That's true. And Fran says Dems are respectful and compassionate. CC Ryder is saying empathize, inform, persuade. It's not rocket science. Nice. Lola Bell is saying, hi, DeSantis' son is square Trump's. Huh. Hoping Project Lincoln comes through again. DeSantis' son is square Trump, so they're each their sense of selves grind against each other, or irritating to each other. Thank you. That improved my day. All right, 120. I mean, thank heaven these people are narcissists and just so awful. I mean, if they could put on better facades, we'd really be in trouble. All right, what are we? 120, I think it was. Quick look. Okay, Michael Rini had a question. Nearly 100 Democratic lawmakers have urged Biden to cancel a meaningful amount of student loan debt by executive order before midterms. Will he do it? Well, let's have a look. Will Biden get rid of a meaningful amount of student loan debt for the midterms? That would definitely get some votes. Underestimated Democrats potentially coming through. That would be pretty awesome. 10 of Swords, Page of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords. He died. I don't like it. I don't like these cards. Student debt is brutal, and it's actually holding back families. It's also holding back the economy. So you've got pages of pentacles here of people who should be knights or queens or kings by now, or whatever they choose to be. Big struggle. This is the. I wonder if there's only so much he can do by executive order, because this feels like Congress, people in Congress just having a meltdown. He might be able to do something, but they're able to kick down quite a bit. Let me see what else, other information I can get. M. Kelpie is saying, should at least forgive all the interest. Or Gina says, how about 0% interest? Financial burden. Financial burden. Put that over here. Card for the reading. Getting King of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. The rich, super rich, stay rich. The people struggle. Or 2 out of 3 college graduates, something like that. I don't know what the numbers are, but based on what these cards feel like, it's like out of every 3 graduates, 1 ends up all well off and 2 end up in bad or dire situations, just being held back. I'm not getting... I'm not actually... There's something about this. I'm not even getting that there's only so much Biden can do, and I don't know why that would be. I don't know what the rules are on executive orders. 9 of Cups. Let's definitely try to help people. Death. Get rid of the debt. Give people a new start. So it's not all is lost, but I don't think it's going to be through executive order. I wish I had better news. I really do. I know people are struggling. I have good friends who are really struggling. Oof. I'm sorry. All right. And next. Oops. Come on, mouse. Where are you? There we go. At 1:25:30. 25:30. Trillium treasures. Oh, Sarah Palin has officially thrown her bumpet into the ring for the Alaskan congressional seat. Will the take out Putin from her view of her front porch? Will she take out Putin from her view on her front porch? Will she win the seat and show Marjorie Taylor Greene who's boss? Ooh, boy. So because Sarah Palin and Marjorie Taylor Greene in the same place, they're either going to be the best friends ever or they would hate each other. Sarah Palin, going to be a representative, U.S. representative. Usually people become governor and then go on, it's usually in hierarchy of status. It's usually House of Representatives, Senate, governor, president, because so many presidents were previously governors. And you're going from governor to representative. Okay. Al Menzi says, whatever you just said, my phone just said, it's all good. Jean Dorsey saying, I'm sure Pootie heard her banshee scream from that porch. Oh man. Oh, well, that could be going to Congress. Excuse me. High Priestess. 3 of Wands. 5 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. 9 of Wands. Some people miss her. She's going to get really beaten up. If she goes back out on the trail, she's going to get really beaten up. But she's been through the ringer. She could use the money. She certainly wants the fame. But this feels like she needs the money, or she could really use the money. But people remember her. And you know right now Tina Fey is in her house going, no, 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 no. When Sarah Palin was running to be vice president, Tina Fey said, people were saying, oh, you can play her on SNL. And Tina Fey's like, no, really, I don't want the job. No, please don't give me this job. Sarah Palin, I have not missed you. I'm just glad Michelle Bachmann's not coming back. I couldn't deal. I could not deal. Hermit. How MAGA is Palin? Is she all Trump all the time? Al Menzi says Palin lost her lawsuit. Oh, that's right. 7 of Cups, 10 of Wands, Strength, 3 of Cups, Knight of Swords. She could probably play along, but it's not a good year for her to get back into this. And don't forget, January 6th hearings, DOJ January 6th stuff, it's coming. It's coming. So, but people know who she is. I mean, she has brand recognition among the super red crowd. Oh no, Holly and Franz, Bachman is trying to come back? No. No. Tell me it isn't. Tell me no. Tell me you're lying. Tell me you made that up. Oh no. All right. And we have kind of a nice question to end with at 1:31. Some potentially good news. You know all the water problems that California's had? Well, there's a really, really interesting article in, where is it? Article in National Geographic. The deceptively simple plan to replenish California's groundwater. It's really interesting. And basically what they're doing is, let me get down to the picture. This is really interesting. They basically have a helicopter with this magnetic type thing underneath it. It's probably impossible to see, I'm sorry. But and then the underground, the cross section you can see here. And what they're doing is they're finding cracks where they could siphon the water that does come through that ends up going to the ocean. They're trying to find ways to siphon it to these points, get it to these points, which will go straight down and replenish the aquifer. And which also involves a certain amount of flooding fields and doing some other stuff. But it's pretty ingenious and has a real chance of working. And this is water that would just go into the ocean from the rains. It's not fracking, Dan. It's just, they're just trying to find the crevices. They're not making crevices. That's something hanging above. They're just sending waves down, trying to find the weak spots. It doesn't do any harm. At least not that I know of. So, this water situation in California. Because maybe if this works here, maybe it'll work in other places too. Because there's certainly been a lot of fighting over water. It's become quite an issue. There's the sun. Nine of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Funneling water. Funneling water, moving it into certain pipes, certain places, and California is in a position where they can do it. I'd be happier if this was ending with a cup card, but got that there. You know, the only thing they're worried about is if you're going to be flooding fields to try to get this to work, how much fertilizer are you putting in the aquifer? That's the thing they're worried about. So, and they're doing all kind of tests and stuff. Ten of Cups. Well, that's a happy little card. Seven of Swords. I've got two cards in the middle. Ten of Swords with Judgment. and Two of Cups. Well, the old way of doing this, where there are bans and then some people cheat and on, and there's just all this grief and dwindling resource. This is a possibility for making something work, finding a better way, better living through engineering and some sensible thinking. So yeah, that's it. All right. Well, that is going to do it for me for today. Thank you for your patience with me today. I just thought you might like seeing the snow when it was just so big and beautiful. And now it's just snowing a little bit. But I appreciate you being here. Oh, let me go get the kitty. For anybody who wants to hang around for a minute. But the readings are done. So, but let me go see if we can get the kitty. Hello, kitty. Hello, good boy. Oh, how are you doing? Hello, precious. Hello, precious one. Mm-hmm. Oh, you are so good. Oh, stop. There you go. Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Oh, no. Go. Go. There you go. Oh, you are a precious one. You are just a precious kitty. There's a good boy. Oops. There you go. How you doing? You doing okay? Hello. Precious one. Oh, good kitty. It's snowing. Yes, it is. Good kitty. Oh, Pink says, love you, boo-boo. You are a good kitty. Oh, little face washing. A little washing of the face. Here we go. A little washing of the kitty face. He's a good boy. Have a great day, everybody. Happy Catter Day. Oh, we have a little. He's a good boy. How are you, good boy? I'm doing all right. Good kid. Good boy. Yes, Kitty for Senate. You'd make a good senator. Yes, you would. You would do no harm. Good boy. Good boy. All right, everybody. Well, thank you. And I will definitely see you tomorrow. Take care.